Are you suffering from hair loss? Did you know that your vitamin D deficiency could be the cause of this hair loss? Well, let's get into today's video. Hello my happy nappy crew, it's NowIamNappy here, and we are starting week 8 of our Ayurvedic Hair Challenge, and this is a regular wash day. And y'all know when we do a regular wash day, we're going to discuss something beneficial for our hair health or scalp health. So let's get into today's video. I'll be using my own hair restorative kit. You can use a hibiscus and shebe hair kit, or you can use any type of Ayurvedic products that you love. But let's get into today's video. Of course, I'm going to start my hair with a pre-poo and get into that. And I will discuss how important vitamin D is and how a deficiency can cause hair loss. So let's get into today's video. Alright, while we pre-poo my hair with my own leave-in conditioner, and I'm going to be using my scalp relief oil, let's talk about vitamin D. So vitamin D actually plays a crucial role in maintaining healthy hair follicles and promoting hair growth through several different mechanisms. So vitamin D receptors are present in the cells of the hair follicles. When vitamin D binds to these receptors, it activates genes that regulate the growth cycle of the hair follicles and stimulates hair growth. It also contributes to the proliferation and differentiation of cells within the hair follicles, helping to regulate the hair growth cycle. This ensures the hair follicles transition smoothly between the growth phase or the anagen phase, the transitional phase, the catagen phase, and the resting phase, which is the telogen phase. It also contains anti-inflammatory properties which help reduce scalp inflammation, and we know scalp inflammation is associated with conditions like alopecia areata, where the immune system attacks the hair follicles, leading to that hair loss. Vitamin D also aids in the absorption of calcium, and calcium is crucial for hair growth and strength. It also helps with the formation of the hair shaft and supports the structural integrity of the hair follicles. So since we acknowledge that vitamin D plays this crucial role, we know that having a vitamin D deficiency is linked to hair thinning and hair loss. An adequate amount of vitamin D is essential to reduce this risk of hair thinning and maintaining the thickness and density of the hair. So vitamin D deficiency is also linked to hormonal imbalances, including alterations in the levels of hormones such as testosterone and estrogen. And we know hormone imbalances can impact conditions of the hair such as androgenic alopecia, and that is that male and female pattern baldness. We know that attributes to that DHT, which is formed through testosterone and again causes that severe hair loss. Additionally, vitamin D deficiency is also associated with telogen effluvium. This is a type of hair loss characterized by excessive shedding of the hair in the resting phase. While the mechanisms are not fully understood, it may disrupt the normal hair growth cycle, leading to the telogen effluvium. Now, while I apply my own shampoo bar and deep conditioner, I will tell you about how you can obtain vitamin D naturally through some herbs and plants. So the first and primary way to get vitamin D is actually exposure to the sun. It is one of the richest sources, and when your skin is exposed to sunlight, it produces vitamin D naturally. And again, of course, we know in certain locations and due to sometimes our skin pigment and use of sunscreen, this can affect how our body processes vitamin D. So it's important to get vitamin D and supplement it in other ways. And we'll also talk a little bit more about why most women of color tend to have vitamin D deficiency. So the first herb I'm going to speak about is nettle. Now, nettle leaves contain small amounts of vitamin D when exposed to light, but this may vary based on growing conditions. Next up is dandelion greens. Again, they also have trace amounts of vitamin D. There's also borage, and borage leaves contains a modest amount of vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, as well as mushrooms. While it's technically not an herb, mushrooms can synthesize vitamin D when exposed to sunlight or UV light. Some of the most important mushrooms you can look into are shiitake mushrooms and maitake mushrooms. So some additional sources of vitamin D are found in fatty fish, such as salmon, mackerel, trout, and tuna. You can consume these on a pretty regular basis to get a significant amount of vitamin D. Additionally, 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil can give you your recommended daily dose. You can also receive it in egg yolks. And of course, we know there are fortified foods such as cereals and grains and orange juice that contain a significant amount of vitamin D, as well as liver. Now I left the deep conditioner on for about 2 hours, and then I used my own leave-in conditioner and my hibiscus and shebe styler to moisturize and put my hair into twists. While I do that, I will tell you some ways that can help you to enhance the absorption of vitamin D in the body. So vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, so consuming it along with healthy rich fats will help the absorption of it, and this includes fatty fish, avocado, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. Magnesium is also involved in the metabolism of vitamin D, so making sure you have adequate levels of magnesium or supplementing with magnesium will help the absorption of vitamin D. Magnesium can also be found in leafy green vegetables such as spinach and kale, as well as nuts, seeds, whole grains, beans, and lentils. Vitamin K is also another nutrient that may work synergistically with vitamin D, and vitamin K can be found in leafy green vegetables. Again, your kale, spinach, and broccoli. There's Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and fermented foods. And since calcium plays a role in vitamin D metabolism and bone health, and consuming calcium along with vitamin D supports its absorption and utilization. We recommend good sources of calcium, such as fortified plant-based milks, tofu, almonds, and fortified foods. Now, you guys, while this list is not fully extensive, I highly recommend, especially if you're a woman of color, to make sure you get your vitamin D levels tested. And it's not just women of color, but also men of color, to definitely make sure we get our vitamin D levels tested. It has been shown that typically those with darker skin tones tend to have a vitamin D deficiency. And I'm going to focus a little bit on Black women in particular. Studies have shown that Black women are severely usually deficient in vitamin D and iron, and usually need additional supplements in order to get to normal levels. Now, we always generally think of things that impact our hair, but realizing that vitamin D deficiency actually impacts our normal bodily functions should help us want to focus on getting healthy on the inside, as our hair is just an external diagnosis of what is going on internally with us. Now, many studies have shown that over 80% of Black women do have fibroids, and we know that fibroids can suck nutrients from our body. So it is important, especially if you're a Black woman, that you get those vitamin levels and those nutrient levels and blood levels tested to see where you stand, as we know that vitamin D causes severe hair loss. So getting adequate vitamin D levels can help with normal bodily functions, as well as maintaining healthy hair and scalp. Alright, you guys, for this week I did a quick and simple style, brushing my hair to the side and pinning it up, and then using my bangs and twisting them back. Let me know what you guys think of the style, and let me know if you have a vitamin D deficiency, what supplements you are taking. I will share the ones that I'm currently taking, and I've only recently been taking in the last month. But y'all know I do have an iron anemia deficiency, so I will also leave the vitamins I'm using for that. But that's it for this week. Please share down below your experiences if you've ever suffered from a vitamin D deficiency and how you overcame it. Alright, you guys, I will be live this Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's it for this week. I'll see you next time. If you want to learn more about other vitamin deficiencies, check out the video on the screen now. This is what I'll do.